Hello and welcome. This session has been recorded and we will be sharing the recording by email with everyone registered. So just a quick reminder here of our buttons on the bottom are the chat and the reactions. You might already be familiar with Zoom, but just in case. And as all of our presentations here at Royal Roads University, we like to begin by acknowledging that we are located on the traditional lands of the Kusepsun and Lakungan families, and it has been a long tradition of teaching and learning on these lands. I am Francisco Levi, and I'm an education specialist here at Royal Roads University, and I'm so excited to be here with Dr. Zoë Macleod, Vice President of the Professional and Continuing Studies. Welcome, Zoë. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Oh, I certainly can. Hi, everyone. Thank you for your interest in our programs today. My name is Zoë Macleod. As Francisco mentioned, I'm the Associate Vice President for Professional and Continuing Studies here at Royal Roads. And I'll just turn it back to you, Francisco, and we'll continue on with the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Zoë, for being here. We are also here with some folks that you can see on video, but will be in our chat box. So a big thank you for the enrollment team for being here and helping answer any questions that may come from today's session. So let me move here to the agenda. And before we get into the agenda, we would like to know a little bit more about who you are. So please, you can text in our chat box and let us know where you're joining from. By the way, I'm joining from beautiful Victoria in British Columbia. You can also tell us what sector are you currently in, or what are you hoping to learn in today's session. That'll help get a sense of what information we can provide to make sure the session was helpful for you today. So while the introduction starts coming in, I will explore how our day is going to look like. Next, we will move into a brief exploration of Royal Roads University experience, then move into a program overview, and cap off with the application process and requirements walkthrough. And of course, we will leave time at the end of today's session for any questions that have come up, but please feel free to pop them, the questions in the chat box as they come up for you. We are more than happy to engage as they come. Hi, Selena. I just see your message. All right, I'm gonna start with what we value here at Royal Roads University, and we see life as a qualification. Our doors were open with the purpose of doing things differently, and they remain open till today, of course. You will find here profs who know your name and encourage communications. And equally important, our learning is based on life, which means our students are the ones that bring real challenges from the workplace into the classroom. And you will find here also connections for life. And you will see that we were built differently for so many reasons, including our online learning component from the beginning. Now let's jump into our space. And here you can see some photos of our iconic building, the Hadley Castle. Close by, we have our Japanese gardens. And on the bottom left, Charlie's Trail. And on the right, we have the Esquimalt Lagoon located in front of our castle. And let me tell you, we're so lucky to have this beautiful physical space. But besides this, we have actually been moving in online learning for over 25 years. So with that, I'll pass the microphone over to Zoë to tell us more about this program.
Thanks so much, Francisco. And as Francisco mentioned, my name is Zoë Macleod. I'm the Associate VP for Professional and Continuing Studies here at Royal Roads. Really excited to have you here with us to learn about the Certificate in Management and Leadership. Our portfolio is quite broad in professional and continuing studies, and I mention that because I see there's a few other continuing ed folks on the line. We do everything from one-day virtual courses to 4-week online professional advancement offerings to 6-month graduate certificate level programs, and almost everything in between, including micro-credentials, professional certificates, customized programming for organizations. We do a fair bit of work working with and in collaboration with Indigenous communities. And so we're really excited to be here today to talk about our management and leadership certificate. As you can imagine, career paths are being altered by the pandemic and now labor market disruptions, that might even be why you're here today, are forcing an increased need for lifelong learning. So for upskilling, reskilling, or taking a new career path. And it really will be vital for all of us to continue learning, and for those of us in the workforce to navigate change, and for those who are re-entering or entering the workforce to be ready with the skills and knowledge to be successful. So there's so many opportunities and so many programs to enhance your learning, your competencies, and your skills at Railroads. And today we're going to talk about leading and managing in today and tomorrow's workforce. So Francisco's kindly put up the slide, why management and leadership, and there's a few bullets here, of course, that you can read. But one of the things I'm really excited about with this particular program is there's such an opportunity for us to explore leadership in an incredible, timely, complicated moment in time to be looking at leadership and management from an organizational perspective. The past couple of years have given us rise for reflection, reviewing priorities, and many of you will know and likely encountered this has been an extremely taxing time. We're starting to see many people shift out of their organizations with the intent to find work that has more meaning, maybe better aligns with their values and their purpose in life. And we know it takes stamina, courage, and increasing resilience to step into leadership roles, never mind managing people, processes, panic during a pandemic, while all leading them into a future that is changing daily. And this is our opportunity to guide our people and our organizations through disruption with the necessary and new skills and a strategic mindset. Next slide, please. So we're going to give you a high-level overview of the program in a short period of time this morning. The graduate certificate in management and leadership consists of three-credit courses. And throughout the program, we really will be exploring and learning how to master the skills and competencies required to future-proof your leadership skill set. What do leaders in organizations need right now and into the future? What's going on in organizations where people need assistance navigating change? The way we work has changed, the way we learn has changed, the way we live has changed. And so with that in mind, and from a high-level perspective, we will look at how the world of organizations are shifting and what it takes people to help people create positive change in their organizations while navigating complexity and ambiguity and thinking about the world's wicked problems. So the program starts with our first course. You'll see here it's blended. It's a 2-week online introduction where you have the chance to orient yourself to the platform and get connected with your fellow students and faculty and program support team. You'll have the opportunity to access readings and get prepared for the 5-day in-person intensive in, I think it's November. Hopefully we have those dates up somewhere. Thanks, Tracy. And then throughout the intensive, while you're here on campus, we'll focus on establishing a framework for leadership that's really future-oriented, creative, and strategic. We will explore the complex challenges associated with effective leadership in organizations, but also exploring both individual and collaborative approaches, pretty much drawn from your own experience as well as current literature and research. And we're really hoping that this will inform your leadership and what an authentic organizational leadership structure can look like. So you will work on your own personal leadership challenge or challenges, and then through a real life organizational leadership challenge with an external organization that we bring in, we'll put all of this to practice. We then jump into 2 online courses that will have some real time webinars, usually through Zoom, but the main delivery will be more asynchronous, which allows you to work on the course during the week or throughout the times that work best for you in the day. For 9 weeks, we'll focus on organizational design. Not only is it just an interesting time to be thinking about organizational design, but what a time to be rethinking about how our organizations are structured. And we'll be doing that with a communication and knowledge management lens. So we're going to focus on the explicit linkages between technology, culture, and communication processes, and cultural concepts, really exploring what it looks like to be culturally respectful, and also thinking about how we introduce perhaps culturally respectful technological design and implementation in our organizations. I should mention that our faculty and facilitation teams for the program are usually scholar practitioners, so pracademics, if you will, each working with or in organizations and supporting leadership initiatives in their practice. And our hope is that with this particular course, you'll leave with renewed clarity, greater flexibility and resilience to lead in the face of complex adaptive challenges. In the final online course, we then move to strategy and culture as it relates to workplace innovation. You'll look at where innovation is happening in your organization. And then again, what a fascinating time to explore innovation. If you rewind back to March 2020, when at least in North America, the pandemic was just starting to take grasp, there have been so many creative ways that organizations have either needed to reinvent themselves or ways in which they adapted to either stay in existence or relevant or even help contribute to the pandemic. I'm sure you can think of a few. So this course in particular guides you through an exploration of what a healthy focus on both strategy and culture might look like and how this might support workplace innovation at an organizational level. You will look at your own organization's strategy and culture as these relate to workplace innovation, and will develop clear and articulate proposals for how to promote innovation in your organization. Now, of course, this course and this program assumes you're working in an organization, but if you're not, or you're an independent consultant, or you're in transition, it would be best that we help you find a client to work with. And if not, we'll help work with you to polish your pitch for the next career journey on your way. We'll certainly help you along the way as necessary. So these are the 3 courses we'll focus on. Remember, it's a 6-month program. We're really only scratching the surface, but the intention is that you will go away with a greater ability to understand yourself, your teams, your organizations, and the systems you are connected with. And we'll set you up with the tools and techniques that may just help you thrive while you continue on your leadership and learning journey. Next slide, Francisco. So you'll see that we provide access to various learning management systems and tools. Throughout the program, you will have access to various supports from the library, career management, computer services, truly a full team of supports that care about your learning journey and care about you. And this might feel a little bit overwhelming. Maybe you're asking yourself if you can do this while you're working. Will you have enough time? How will you take this on while managing all the other things you have going on in your life? And I will tell you that you can do it while working and living your life. It is possible, and we're here to support you throughout the program and on the other side. Next slide. So if you do decide that it feels like it's too much at this particular time, or you aren't sure if you're ready for the full graduate certificate, we also offer smaller bites of learning. You can take just one course and stack that into the full program, or you can even start smaller with a shorter online or virtual course, and you can learn more about those courses, our professional advancement courses and certificates on our website at pcs.railroads.ca. But if you are already thinking about this program, or you're already thinking about the step after this one, you can transfer credits from this program right into a master's degree as well. So there's lots of opportunity for you to start in a small bite if that's suitable for you, or you can already map out your trajectory and your learning journey with us as well. But that's a lot of information in a really short time. If you do have specific questions about content, please don't hesitate to reach out to me directly or to one of our amazing colleagues on the Zoom here. And I'll pass this back to Francisco to talk about the application process, and then see you again at the end for some questions and answers.
Thank you so much. So yes, we will dive into the application overview now. If anyone has questions, as Zoe said, please feel free to pop them in the chat box as we are moving forward here. And we'd like to start by letting you know what the admission requirements are. Here at Royal Roads University, we have two admission pathways, the standard admissions, as you can see here, as well as our flexible admissions. So standard admissions require us the completion of either an undergraduate 4 years or comparable degree, or a graduate degree in arts, business, environmental studies, or another related fields, and at least 3 years of relevant full-time work experience. Now, let's look at flexible admissions. Flexible admissions can also be conceptualized as the professional pathway for those learners who may not have a traditional academic background, but have been working in their field for a set period of time and have acquired that lived experience that is so relevant and appreciated here at Royal Roads University classrooms. We normally require at least 5 years of relevant full-time work experience. And let me remind you, we do assess our flexible admissions on a case-by-case basis. So if you're interested in learning more about what flexible admissions could mean for you, please connect with our offices, as we are more than happy to explore that with you. And let me change the slide. Yeah, so here we have a quick snapshot of the application process. It begins, as you see, with an online application, which includes a fee of $131.39. And once that's in, we then look for some supporting documents. So as you can see here, we look for official transcripts, a personal statement, a detailed resume, as well as 2 letters of reference. And if you go to our website, we have some guiding questions as to what you should look at answering in that document. For the detailed resume, we have some information as to how that can be structured. And for the official transcripts and the letters of reference, we also have some guidance about how those documents can be submitted to us. And about the upcoming intakes, as you see, we're just around the corner to the start of this program. So this will begin on November 7, 2022, putting its application deadline at August 7, 2022. Or if you prefer, you can wait for the next intake, 2023. So if you have any questions about upcoming intakes, please connect with us. We can provide you with that information. On this same slide, you can see exactly who you should be connecting with. So you can connect with Tracy Summers and her team at learn.more@royalroads.ca. We highly recommend getting your online application in sooner than later and doing your best to start moving through submitting the supporting documents. Now I'm going to talk about financial aid. Our financial aid and awards specialists have resources available to you both internally and externally. So if you like to learn more about loans, awards, scholarships, or other types of funding, please connect with our financial aid and awards specialists. Here on this slide, we have their website noted, as well as their direct phone lines. They are very excited to hear from all of you. And with that, we have come to the end of the presentation portion of our webinar today. So thank you so much. Now I'm going to stop sharing the slides. Just a sec here. And remind you that you can take the next step and contact with us. I also put here QR code that you can scan through your WhatsApp or your phone to get in touch with us.